When it comes to depressed characters or depressing anime in general, I'm pretty sure you have one in mind. If you don't, this is an anime that you can watch if you want something depressing, which is a strange thing to want. This is an anime that is actually recent, being This Monster Wants to Eat Me. You see, this anime is led by the character named Hinako. As you can guess from the intro, Hinako is depressed, and if you're wondering why, well, Hinako lost her whole family. You see, Hinako and her family was involved in a car accident, and that resulted in her whole family dying at sea because when they got hit by a car, it fell into the ocean. Luckily, Hinako survived, but to Hinako, this must have been unluck, because being the only one left to live from a tragic incident left Hinako with survivor's guilt. It also doesn't help that the fact that she lives alone, constantly being reminded how alone she is. Now, if you're wondering how she's able to live by herself at all, her aunt takes care of her living situation and even tests Hinako regularly. She never actually shows herself during the show, as far as I know, she just tests her. Now, Hinako isn't always left to her own devices because it turns out she actually has a friend named Miko Yashiro. Good thing too, because it shows that someone genuinely cares for Hinako. Now, one thing to note in this world is that there exist monsters. Most people tend not to notice them though because to the majority they are unseen with a few exceptions that I'll talk about in a little bit, that we'll talk about in a minute. But why do I mention the monsters, you ask? You see, quite often when Hanako is walking on the bridge, she tends to stop and stares at the ocean, thinking what if she were to get enveloped by the ocean? Just like her family. One day while she was passing by the ocean, she gets attacked by a monster. She ends up being okay though because she gets saved by this girl named Shiori. Now, Shiori isn't a normal girl. You see, she's actually a mermaid who makes herself look human. This isn't exclusive to just Shiori. Most strong monsters are able to hide themselves as humans. Now, if you're wondering why Shiori saved Hinako in the first place, it's because Shiori wanted to eat Hinako, but only eat her when she becomes the happiest she's ever been. She don't want to eat her while she's depressed because then she'll taste bad. And then until it's time to eat her, Shiori is planning to protect her from the other monsters that are intending to try to eat Hinako. Now, Shiori also has other plans too, but to avoid major spoilers, I just won't mention them. Just know that Miko and Shiori both stand by Hinako's side during her depression, and trust me, throughout all 13 episodes, you will see Hinako way more depressed than happy, which is a good thing in my opinion. They don't just try to force a recovery of Hinako. Every episode, they let you know she still grieves her family in a tremendous way. Not only that, but Hinako actually looks forward to the day Shiori will fulfill her promise to eat Hinako. Having the anime constantly remind you that Hinako doesn't strongly desire to see the next day. Now, this is a simple overview to get you into the anime with no heavy spoilers. If you need a different reason to watch the anime though that isn't concerning Hinako, I would say to watch it to find out what Shiori's true forms look like. Trust me, it's not a pretty looking one. It's more along the line of a traditional mermaid if you know what they look like. So with that, I'd recommend you checking it out. But besides that, that's basically it.